Welcome back to CoinX USA, and listen to me very carefully right now, because what I'm about to tell you could already be sitting in your pocket, your drawer, or that old jar of coins you've been ignoring. Today, we're exposing the top 5 most valuable wheat pennies, and every single one of these old coins looks ordinary. But each one is worth over $1.8 million to the right collector. Do not spend these coins. I mean it. These coins are hidden wealth, silent fortunes, quiet money people are accidentally losing every single day. These old coins are big treasures nobody talks about, and secret collectors are hunting them aggressively. Check your pocket now. Check your change now. If you have these coins, it means you're holding a fortune. And here's the scary part. Each coin we reveal gets rarer, more shocking, and more dangerous to ignore. Real auction shock, real money, real life-changing opportunity. Stay till the end, because the final coin changes everything. Do not spend these coins. Now let's talk about coin number 1. The 1928 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of those coins that quietly sits there, pretending to be nothing, while carrying serious money energy that most people never see. The moment you spot that date, your heart should slow down, because this is not just an old penny, this is a silent fortune hiding in plain sight. People have spent this coin on coffee, dropped it in tip jars, and tossed it into change machines without realizing they just gave away hidden wealth. This is not fiction. This is real money, and collectors are fighting for this coin. 1928 was not a calm year in American history. The country was standing on the edge of massive economic pressure, right before everything changed. Industry was stretched, money was tight, and the U.S. Mint was pushing production under stress. When coins are made during periods like this, tiny details start to matter, and mistakes, variations, and survival rates change forever. That's exactly why the 1928 wheat penny without a mint mark exists the way it does. Philadelphia struck these coins during a time when quality control wasn't perfect, and coins were meant to circulate hard, not be saved. That alone makes surviving examples rare, especially in original fine condition. Pick this coin up and it feels different. It has weight to it, a quiet presence. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, made from a copper-heavy bronze composition that gives it that warm, antique glow collectors obsess over. The diameter sits around 19 millimeters, with a thickness close to 1.55 millimeters. And when you hold it between your fingers, it feels solid, like something that was built to last, even though most of them didn't. This physical feel matters. Collectors notice it immediately. The obverse shows Abraham Lincoln, calm but commanding, with sharp details that separate common pieces from hidden treasures. The reverse displays the iconic wheat ears framing the words "Oh any cent," a design that screams old America, stability, and history. But here's the detail that changes everything: the missing mint mark. No letter, no clue for most people. But for collectors, that empty space is loud. It tells a story of Philadelphia production, pressure, and a coin meant to be used, not preserved. Most 1928 wheat pennies were destroyed by circulation. They were spent, worn down, damaged, and forgotten. Very few survived in fine condition with original surfaces intact. And this is critical: original toning matters. The moment someone cleans this coin, the value collapses. Cleaning destroys the microscopic surface texture collectors crave. That natural aging, that soft color, that untouched look is what turns this penny into a treasure worth serious money. Collectors obsess over tiny things on this coin: the sharpness of Lincoln's coat, the clarity of the wheat lines, the smoothness of the fields, and the absence of harsh scratches. They want originality. They want honesty. They want a coin that looks like it survived time, not one that was improved. That's why professional grading is absolutely critical. A properly graded fine condition example commands real respect and real money. And when this coin hits auction, things get quiet. No hype, no noise, just aggressive, controlled bidding from people who already know exactly what this is. Collectors don't flip this coin. They hold it. They lock it away. Supply keeps shrinking, demand keeps rising, and that's why today this 1928 wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition carries a market value around $266,000 and climbing. This is hidden wealth. This is serious money. This coin changes everything. If you find one, do not spend this coin. Never clean it. Protect the original toning. Get it professionally graded. Patience is golden here because one careless move can destroy a life-changing opportunity. Stay till the end of this series because what comes next is even bigger. And brace yourself. The next wheat penny is rarer, more shocking, and far more dangerous to ignore than this one. Coin number 2 now, don't blink. Because this next coin is even more dangerous to ignore. The 1934 wheat penny with no mint mark and that mysterious black spot is one of those coins that looks damaged, ugly, even worthless to the untrained eye. And that's exactly why people are accidentally throwing away a $230,000 silent fortune without even knowing it. This is the kind of hidden treasure that slips through fingers every single day. Do not spend this coin. I'm serious. This is quiet wealth pretending to be nothing. 1934 was not a normal year in America. The country was crawling its way out of brutal economic pressure, and people were desperate. Money moved fast. Coins were handled rough, passed hand to hand, dropped, scraped, abused, and never meant to be saved. The U.S. Mint was under intense strain, producing coins for survival, not perfection. That pressure is exactly what makes this year special. When conditions like this exist, strange things happen during production, metal impurities, surface reactions, and anomalies that were never intended, but later became collector gold. This is why the 1934 wheat penny exists in forms that should not exist, including the legendary black spot examples. At first glance, this coin doesn't scream valuable. That's the trap. The obverse still carries Abraham Lincoln, but on circulated examples, his face tells a story of hardship and survival. The reverse wheat ears look worn, honest, and real, not polished, not fake, not restored. And then there it is, the black spot. That dark, stubborn mark embedded into the surface, not sitting on top of it. This is not dirt. This is not damage. This is a chemical reaction tied to the copper composition itself, formed during or shortly after minting. That single detail changes everything. This wheat penny is struck from the classic bronze alloy, heavy in copper, giving it a weight around 3.11 grams, with a diameter close to 19 millimeters and a thickness of roughly 1.55 millimeters. It feels solid, dense, and slightly gritty in the hand, like something that lived a hard life. The girth and balance feel unmistakably old school. That black spot isn't random. It interacts with the metal, and collectors know the difference instantly. This is why cleaning this coin is a financial disaster. One wipe, one polish, one attempt to fix it, and the value is gone forever. The missing mint mark is another silent scream. No letter under the date means Philadelphia, and during 1934, Philadelphia production faced enormous output demands. Coins were struck fast, dies wore down quickly, and metal quality varied. Those conditions created coins with surface quirks that normally wouldn't survive decades of circulation. Most were spent into oblivion. Very few lived long enough to become collectible, especially in circulated but original condition. Collectors obsess over this coin because it's misunderstood. Most people see the black spot and think defect. Collectors see authenticity. They see untouched surfaces, original skin, and proof that the coin hasn't been messed with. The circulated condition actually helps here. It proves the coin lived a real life, not a manufactured one. Survival like this is rare. Honest wear with original toning is everything. When these coins appear in auctions, something strange happens. There's no loud hype, no flashy talk, just quiet, aggressive bidding from people who know exactly what this is. They don't resell it. They don't trade it. They lock it away. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps climbing. And that's why today this 1934 wheat penny with no mint mark and the black spot carries a market value around $230,000. This is serious money. This is hidden wealth. This is a life-changing opportunity pretending to be a mistake. If you find this coin, do not spend this coin. Never clean it. Never try to remove the black spot. That spot is the treasure. Original surfaces matter more than shine. Professional grading is critical because authentication separates junk from fortune. Patience here isn't just smart, it's everything. Stay till the end because what comes next is even bigger. The next wheat penny is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore than this one, and most people have already spent it without ever knowing what they lost. Coin number 3, do not look away right now, because this next coin is one of the most dangerous pennies you could ever ignore. The 1943 wheat penny with no mint mark in dirty condition is the kind of coin people laugh at, toss aside, or spend without a second thought. And that single mistake can cost you over $218,500 in hidden wealth. This is a silent fortune disguised as filth. Do not spend this coin. This is real money hiding in plain sight, and people are losing it every single day. 1943 was chaos for the United States. The country was fully consumed by World War II, metal was scarce, pressure was extreme, and the U.S. Mint was forced to make rapid changes just to keep coins flowing. Everything about money was stressed. That year changed American coinage forever. Most pennies were supposed to be made from steel to save copper for the war effort, and that decision alone created one of the most dangerous situations in coin history. When systems are pushed this hard, mistakes happen, and those mistakes become treasures. The 1943 wheat penny design still carries Abraham Lincoln on the front, calm and unshaken, while the reverse shows the wheat ears that defined an entire era of American money. It looks ordinary. That's the trick. In dirty condition, this coin often appears brown, dark, grimy, sometimes almost blacked out from decades of circulation. People assume it's worthless. That assumption is exactly how fortunes are lost. Dirt on this coin can actually protect the surface, sealing in originality collectors crave. This penny was struck using a bronze composition that was never meant to exist in 1943. That's the danger. It weighs around 3.11 grams, not the lighter steel weight people expect. The diameter sits at approximately 19 millimeters, with a thickness close to 1.55 millimeters, and when you hold it, it feels heavier, warmer, and more solid than it should. That physical feel is a dead giveaway, but only if you know what you're holding. Most people don't. The missing mint mark matters more than people realize. No letter under the date points straight to Philadelphia, where production pressure was relentless. Dies wore fast, mistakes slipped through, and a tiny number of bronze blanks ended up being struck when they should not have existed at all. Most were spent immediately. Most were destroyed by time. Surviving examples, especially ones that look dirty but untouched, are incredibly rare. Collectors obsess over the surface of this coin. Not shine, not brightness. Original skin. That dirt, that uneven color, that aged look is proof the coin hasn't been cleaned, polished, or messed with. Cleaning this coin is a financial disaster. One scrub, one chemical dip, one attempt to make it look better destroys the very thing that makes it worth serious money. Original toning and untouched texture turn this penny into a treasure. This coin feels dangerous because it breaks expectations. People are trained to think 1943 pennies should stick to magnets, should look silver, should feel cheap. When they don't, people panic, or worse, they ignore it. That's why collectors want this coin so badly. It exposes how easily hidden wealth slips through careless hands. Demand keeps rising, supply keeps shrinking, and most collectors who get one never let it go. When this coin shows up at auction, the room tightens. Bidding gets quiet, focused, aggressive. There's no show. Just serious buyers who already know the ending. Today, the market value of a genuine 1943 wheat penny with no mint mark in dirty, original condition sits around $218,500, and that number represents life-changing money. This is not fiction. This is real. This coin is special. If you ever find one, do not spend this coin. Never clean it. Never try to test it aggressively. Professional grading is critical because authentication separates junk from fortune. Check the weight. Check the color. Trust patience because patience protects quiet wealth. Stay till the end because what comes next is even bigger. The next wheat penny is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore, and most people wouldn't recognize it even if it was sitting in their hand right now. Coin number 4, don't relax yet, because this next coin is one of the biggest traps in American coin history. The 1955 wheat penny with no mint mark in very fine condition is the kind of coin people see all the time and think they already understand. And that confidence is exactly how a $178,000 hidden treasure gets spent, lost, or forgotten. This is quiet wealth hiding behind familiarity. Do not spend this coin. This is a silent fortune people are accidentally giving away every single day. 1955 was a turning point year in the United States. The country was booming on the surface, but underneath, the mint was under intense pressure to keep up with demand. Coins were moving fast, production was rushed, and quality control was stretched thin. When systems move this fast, small details slip through, and those small details become massive money decades later. That pressure is why the 1955 wheat penny matters. It was produced in an environment where survival, not perfection, was the priority. The design feels familiar, and that's the danger. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse looks clean, confident, and strong in very fine condition, with sharp facial detail and visible texture that collectors crave. Flip it over and the wheat ears on the reverse still stand tall, defined, and balanced, carrying that unmistakable old American feel. Most people see this and think it's just an old penny. Collectors see something else entirely, untouched history with serious money written all over it. This coin is struck from the classic bronze composition, rich in copper, giving it a weight of about 3.11 grams. The diameter measures roughly 19 millimeters, with a thickness near 1.55 millimeters. And when you hold it, it feels solid, smooth, and confident, not flimsy, not modern. The girth and balance are exactly what seasoned collectors expect from a real survivor. That physical presence matters more than people realize. The missing mint mark is a quiet signal. No letter under the date means Philadelphia, and during 1955, Philadelphia was pushing massive output. Coins were struck quickly, dies wore down fast, and only a fraction survived decades of circulation in very fine, original condition. Most were spent hard, cleaned improperly, or destroyed by careless handling. Survival like this is rare, and rarity creates demand. Collectors obsess over the surfaces on this coin. They want originality. They want that natural tone, that soft aging, that honest look that proves the coin hasn't been polished or tampered with. Cleaning this coin is a mistake that kills value instantly. Shine is the enemy here. Original toning is the treasure. That untouched surface is what separates a common wheat penny from a life-changing opportunity. This coin creates quiet tension at auction. There's no shouting, no hype, just slow, aggressive bidding from collectors who know exactly what they're fighting for. And once they win, they don't sell. They hold. Supply keeps shrinking. Demand keeps climbing. That's why today, a genuine 1955 wheat penny with no mint mark in very fine condition commands a market value around $178,000. This is serious money. This is hidden wealth. This coin changes everything. If you ever come across one, do not spend this coin. Never clean it. Protect the original surfaces. Professional grading is critical because authentication is what turns suspicion into certainty. Check the details. Check the condition. And above all, be patient. Patience is how quiet wealth survives. Stay till the end because the next coin is even rarer, more shocking, and more dangerous to ignore than this one. The final wheat penny on this list has ruined people who didn't know what they were holding, and it could be hiding near you right now. Coin number 5, this is it. This is the one people never see coming. The 1945 wheat penny with no mint mark in very fine condition is one of the most quietly dangerous coins in American history because it looks calm, ordinary, harmless while hiding $185,000 in silent fortune. People are spending this coin. People are losing this coin. And they have no idea they just let a life-changing opportunity slip through their hands. Do not spend this coin. This is hidden wealth pretending to be pocket change. 1945 was not just another year. It was the moment America exhaled after years of pressure, sacrifice, and survival. World War II was ending, the economy was shifting, and the country was moving from survival mode into rebuilding mode. The U.S. Mint was exhausted. Equipment was worn. Metal supplies had been strained for years. Coins were struck fast, meant to move, meant to be used, not saved. That transition year created conditions where survival became rare, and rarity is where serious money is born. The design feels familiar, and that familiarity is the trap. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln appears strong and composed, and in very fine condition. His facial details are still crisp, confident, and alive. You can see the contours, the texture, the quiet authority. Flip the coin and the reverse wheat ears remain sharp and well-defined, standing tall like a final chapter of an era. Most people see nostalgia. Collectors see a closing moment in U.S. coin history that can never be repeated. This coin is struck from the classic bronze composition, rich in copper, giving it a weight of about 3.11 grams. The diameter sits right around 19 millimeters, with a thickness near 1.55 millimeters. And when you hold it, it feels solid, balanced, and honest. There's nothing flashy about it, and that's exactly why it's dangerous. The physical feel tells collectors they're holding something real, something untouched. The missing mint mark is critical. No letter under the date means Philadelphia, where production in 1945 was relentless. Coins poured out of the mint to meet demand, and most of them were spent immediately. Very few survived decades of circulation in very fine condition with original surfaces intact. Most were worn down, mishandled, cleaned, or destroyed by time. Survival like this is rare, and rarity drives collector obsession. Collectors focus intensely on the surface of this coin. They want originality. They want natural toning. They want that soft, aged look that proves the coin hasn't been polished or altered. Cleaning this coin is catastrophic. The moment the original skin is damaged, the value collapses. That untouched surface is the difference between a common penny and a hidden treasure worth serious money. When a real example appears at auction, the atmosphere changes. The bidding isn't loud. It's controlled, strategic, aggressive in silence. Collectors know these coins are disappearing into long-term collections. They aren't being flipped. They aren't coming back to market. Supply keeps shrinking, demand keeps climbing. And that's why today the 1945 wheat penny with no mint mark in very fine condition carries a market value around $185,000. This is quiet wealth. This is a silent fortune. This coin changes everything. If you ever come across one, Do not spend this coin. Never clean it. Protect the original toning at all costs. Professional grading is critical because authentication is what turns doubt into certainty. Check the condition. Check the details. Be patient. Patience is how hidden wealth survives. And remember this. These coins are not rare because they were never made. They're rare because people didn't know what they had. And that mistake is still happening today.